Hello, this is the pre-brief video for the standardized patient encounters for behavioral health and wellness. We're going to go over everything that may be possible that you could have a question about, and hopefully this will prepare you for the upcoming encounter on Tuesday, December 3rd. You can see the schedule here. The boxes in blue are the times for your class. So I ask that you arrive 5 minutes early, and then your time will go from 8 to 8:30, 8:30 to 9, etc. Please don't be late, and please don't switch spots without me knowing. People that are in a certain order in a certain room are on purpose, so please don't just change something without notifying me. You also see helpers on the side there, so that's MC and Nancy that will be helping out. Nancy will be grading the standardized patient encounters for one room, and I will be grading the other room. And then MC will be helping in the hallway to direct you and show you where to go on the day of the encounters. The other evaluator, Nancy, and I have been trained on fairness and making sure that we're grading each other equivalent. We will not be in the room with you during the encounter. We'll be watching by video in a room nearby, and so you'll be in the room one-on-one with the patient. To kind of give you an idea of what a standardized patient encounter is, I'm going to take you over to the floor or the room real quick and just kind of show you what the standardized patients are. So the standardized patient is a safe, supportive, and systematic environment to help you develop and practice your healthcare skills. And the College of Nursing has a clinical exam rooms for us to do that. The clinical exam rooms are set up to be small, similar to a healthcare environment rooms, and they'll be partitioned off and be one-on-one. In that room for you, when you walk in, it'll be set up like an office, and so rather than having an exam table and some of the stuff that you may see in this picture, it will be set up with a desk, maybe the bed still, some chairs, and something for you to work in. So it's me set up very similar to like an office that you'll be working in. You'll be in that room without the patient to begin the encounter, and then a patient will present to you, or you'll be asked to come see a patient. And so you'll just be in there working like you would be at an athletic training facility. You can see in the middle here the partition, so there'll be rooms right next door to each other, and you'll come in and be in that room. So if we go back to the map really quick just to show you where things are at, this is Green Street, and so this is the College of Nursing Williams-Brice, not the football stadium. It's at 1601 Green Street. There's limited parking around the area, so please try to make sure that you're on time, if not early. We'll be in these brown rooms right here, 120 to 123, and so I'll let you guys know what room you'll be in for that day. But instead of everyone hanging out in this kind of like hallway right here, atrium, there's some seating over here by the canteen that we ask that everyone just kind of hangs out by. MC will be located in this middle hallway in this area over here, while myself and Nancy will be back in the rooms. So you probably won't see me at all that entire day as I'll be grading and watching the other students. So the only person you'll be interacting with is MC, so please contact her if you are struggling or need help in terms of where to go that day, and she'll be able to help you. So location, we've taken care of, College of Nursing, 1601 Green Street, and hang out in these areas. Once you arrive, MC will take you back to your room depending on your schedule time. So for example, Rachel, at 8 o'clock, she'll come back to her room, and on the door will be this presentation, and this will be for everyone. So for your class, the presenting situation is that you're to imagine and suspend reality. What that means is putting yourself in the place of where this is the College of Nursing, but hypothetically believing that this is a different space. So you're going to pretend like this is the Roost Athletic Training Facility, and you're the athletic trainer for the NCAA Division I track and field team. When you enter the room, you'll be transformed into an office, preparing you for appointments for the day and one-on-one patient care. So when you walk in, there will not be a patient in the room. It will just be an empty room with a desk and some chairs, and you'll pretend like you're in your office at the Roost. As a background of yourself, you work as the sole head athletic trainer for 105 student athletes. from both the male and female teams, and you've created relationships with many of the patients. So most of the time when we do these patient encounters, people are like, well, I don't know their background or I don't know their history. Consider that you would know that this is a typical patient encounter for someone that you've met multiple times and that you've had an interaction with relative to themselves. For the actual encounter and the task, once you're in the room, you'll have 30 minutes to interact with patients, do the tasks that are associated with whatever it's asked of you to do. Those may include a focused history, doing an exam, discussion of any findings. You may also have to provide patient education and discussing plans moving forward. So all these things are things that hypothetically you may do for your patient. Outside of that, I'm not going to be providing you any more details relative to your case. Now, for the presenting situation, you'll be coming and going. So right when your 30 minutes is done, myself or MC will come into your room or to wherever you're providing patient care and tell you that the encounter is done. So please be mindful of that. Now, part of the situation may involve some other things relative to your patient care. So you're preparing for your appointments throughout the day. So you may have other distractions or interactions throughout the encounter as well. So please be mindful at the 30-minute mark. We'll tell you the encounter is done, and then at that moment you are asked to leave the College of Nursing and not to go back to the hangout kind of waiting area where other people may be. The reason for that is you have to have a non-disclosure for this activity. Non-disclosure means that you will not discuss any parts of the case before, after, or during the encounter with anyone in the class or other evaluators or anyone outside of the program. The reason for this is to protect the case and make sure this is a safe environment for everyone to be able to learn. The only time you are permitted to talk about the case is during the debriefing session. If I find out that anybody has talked about the case outside of the debriefing session at any time, you will receive a 0 for this. I do not play around with this. Please take this seriously. Do not disclose anything about the case and let everyone have the same environment. Please, please, please do this for me. After the encounter is done, you'll leave, and I've created this kind of checklist for you to kind of help you through what you should be doing. So the first thing is to watch the pre-brief video, which this is the pre-brief video, and familiarize yourself with the location and logistics. So we've gone over that. We're going to review the rubrics really quick, and then we've already introduced the case for you. After you arrive on time and do your 30-minute encounter, you'll be assessed. During that, you'll be assessed through audio-visual capture on 3 tools: one the SPET, one the instructor evaluation, and one the standardized patient actor evaluation. All 3 of these I'll post on Blackboard, and you'll be able to see what the things I will be assessing for. On the SPET, tool, this is 2% of your grade. That means that if you get competent in all 3 areas, you'll get a 2. If you get proficient or expert, which is highly unlikely, in the areas, you will receive extra credit. If you get novice or advanced beginner, you will lose some points. So we're showing everyone to be competent, and the definitions of what a competent, advanced beginner, novice are located here. These things are the core competencies of healthcare. So we're assessing on your patient-centered care skills, how to work in interdisciplinary teams, use of evidence-based practice, and the overall impression of you. Outside the SPET tool, we'll also be doing the instructor evaluation. The instructor evaluation is 35 points. Your goal is to get a 3 or higher, so a 3, 4, or 5. This is scored on a different kind of process. So we're assessing your actual skill as excellent, above average, or average. As long as you are an average clinician for each of these areas, you will receive full credit. Anything that's below or poor, you will not receive credit for. These are things for communication, data gathering, patient education, and overall performance. The last thing is the patient evaluation. So the patient evaluation is a 10-item tool that we ask the patients that you'll be seeing. They are all trained on how to score this, and they will complete this for you and provide you feedback. As long as you get a 3 or above, you will receive full credit. Anything 2 or 1, you will receive a deduction in points here. So those 3 things add up to 7% of your grade. The other 3% are things that are going to be completed after. One of those being a SOAP note, This is located on Blackboard. It has a fillable PDF using the best practices of medical documentation. It may look different than what you're used to, and these are things that you should continue to integrate into your clinical practice moving forward. So I hope you use this as a tool to move forward in that. The other two things are to attend and engage in the debriefing session on Zoom. Your class will be December 3rd, so that Tuesday night from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. All you need to do is press here, log in. I ask that you be in a quiet individual space, so not everyone together in one room, and you engage in it. You have to attend and you have to engage. That means everyone has to talk during the hour debrief. And finally, the last thing is to complete the online self-evaluation. That's 1% of your grade. You'll click on this link after the debriefing session's done. It's a 29-question tool. All of the questions are multiple choice, rated on how well you performed and the overall experience of the standardized patient encounter. If at any time you're unfamiliar with what to do, my email and phone number are listed here. Just to review again, these 3 tools I will upload to you on Blackboard. The SOAP note you will upload yourself, and then so you can that's the one thing that you'll actually submit on Blackboard is your SOAP note. And then these 2 things I will grade. One, just I will check off to make sure you've attended, engaged, and the debrief auto submits through Qualtrics survey. So the only thing that you actually have to submit on Blackboard is your SOAP note. If for any reason you are late or do not show up to your standardized patient encounter, it is not able to be made up and you will receive a 0 for that day. So please, please, please do not miss this, as it is 10% of your total final grade. I think that covers everything that I wanted to cover for you related to the standardized patient encounter. All these things I will post on Blackboard, so all 3 of the tools and the SOAP note for you, and I'll post this handy checklist so you can make sure that you've done everything. If at any time before December 3rd you have questions, please feel free to reach out. Be happy to answer them, and I'm excited for you guys to engage in this standardized patient encounter to help you move forward relative to your trainings and discussions this semester related to behavioral health and wellness. Thanks.